All right guys, welcome back to the channel. I have some exciting news. We have some things over here that you can't see just yet, but we're about to break into what I got for the s13. And what that means is s13 is making a comeback on the channel for the V3 of the car. Obviously you've seen pretty much V1, V2, and that was the original kit that we put on it, I would say probably a year ago, 2 years ago, and then the stages of the wide body and then the paint. So that wide body presented issues with us, that issues being terrible fitment and running big spacers. So what way did we solve that? This is how we solved it right here. So we got ourselves a beautiful set of 3-piece wheels that did not start off so beautiful. I actually bought these from a good friend. You guys might have seen them in our videos before. A good friend, Johan, who's on a WRX. So these wheels are a little bit interesting. We'll get into that a little bit, but this is not how they looked. So we got together with our buddy over at TRG Coating, and he absolutely killed it. So let's take a look real quick at just the finish that he had on these wheels, because it's phenomenal. Like, I'm amazed at how it came out. So real quick, these are the barrels. Put them on the table so maybe you get a better look. So we went with flat black on the barrels just because of brake dust and all that good stuff. You don't want to see all that, and this just helps hide it. Obviously we got the lips. You guys will see in the pre-footage that James is going to post on this as I talk, that these were originally black actually. They ended up getting sandblasted to get the black off, and then TRG actually went above and beyond and sanded them down for me to get them started. And then today I end up actually doing the sanding and the polish to get it to the finished stage, which I'll kind of break down my stages of that in just a second. And then the best part is the faces. Absolutely insane how good this came out. You get a little taste of it. You ever see Lord of the Rings, like the hobbits when they eat that bread? That's what this reminds me of. So already you could see the color. So we went with a gold finish with just heavy flakes. So in the sunlight, it's gonna be absolutely phenomenal looking. And like, when you guys see the condition of these wheels as a whole prior, you're gonna be amazed, because I still can't believe how well, like, a lot of the rough areas, you can't even see them, like, they're gone. So the boy at TRG knows what he's doing. If you guys need some powder coat done, definitely hit him up, because the work speaks for itself. And these are really cool too. He actually, once again, went above and beyond for me. So if you guys know, I didn't mention it, but these are CCWS LM20s. So very, very expensive, renowned wheel, and very sick build. If you know the caps on these, they have a very fine, like, laser etched CCW in it. So what happens when you powder coat's kind of thick. Nice. So the original powder coat from my homie that we bought these wheels off of, when they powder coated, it filled in the CCW on the caps and it just looked terrible. You can't really reverse that. If you're gonna powder coat, you pretty much need to get new hubcaps, or not hubcaps, but just caps. Our boy was able to use a stencil and get the CCW logo on there using powder. So that's actually black powder that he had a stencil on first and then peeled it off before he cleared it with the gold. Just put together, just very well put together. Yeah, I'm super excited about this. But to break it down more before we get into this, so obviously we're starting here. You guys haven't seen the car in a while. The reason being is because there's a lot of things that need to be done for V3. We have some pretty big goals for the car this year and a lot of big announcements that are coming up, but it's a little too early to get into that. But stage one is to get these wheels built tonight. Like I said, I just polished these, went through all the stages today, like 6 hours of breaking my back with a polisher and sander. That was not fun, but I want to get these finished tonight. And then tomorrow we're gonna head over to the garage, get the car in the shop for the first time. And first things first, we want to test the fitment of these wheels with the current ride height to kind of see where tire sizes are going to be, because we want obviously that flush fitment. The Rocket Bunny kit makes it very hard because it's a very, very big wheel arch and very wide. So we want to make sure it's dialed, and that's what the game plan is, to finish these tonight, let the sealant cure, and then we're going to bring it over to the garage and get these fitted. And then after that, you'll see what we're getting into. Almost forgot. Got a nice shipment of fresh hardware from VR Wheels. So they gave me the chrome polished. It's obviously dark in the garage right now, but these are gonna pretty much match straight up with the polish. So we're gonna have our gold on the polished, and it's just gonna pop some. So as I was saying, these wheels are a little bit special. What's different about these, and some people might already picked it up, this is actually originally the barrel side. So these are flipped. Reason being for that is obviously you want high offset, and our boy that I bought these wheels off of, he had a stance WRX, so he needed a higher offset wheel, and I guess he purchased this off of another WRX owner. And it ended up just being perfect fitment when he flipped them barrel to lip. And that's how he rocked them. And then it ended up being perfect fitment when I went and test fit on my car. So this isn't how I plan on keeping these wheels, but for this year, just to have a nice set of 3-piece that actually fit to my fenders instead of having a massive gap like I currently have, I figured why not? They look really nice, and now like all I have to do is literally order some lips and barrels and it'll be good. We'll make it work. So when it came to polishing these, it was pretty much a 5-step. So what I had to do, I used a DA on this here, this little wheel roller that I made. So I had a 600 on a DA, and then I just slowly worked it all the way through, went around a couple times, and then I moved on to an 800 with the DA. And then after that, it was a pretty nice smooth surface. But being realistic, if I wanted to get these like show quality, I would have started with a higher grit, more like a 220 or maybe even a 180, and really got some of the deep scratches out that are still there that you can pretty much see. But being that I know that this wheel setup is only going to be for pretty much this year before I get some real lips and barrels, I didn't want to go too crazy. I just wanted these to be done. I would have stepped up all the way to probably a 1500 or somewhere in there to really get a nice surface to start to polish from. With the first cutting wheel, I did a hash pattern so that allowed to take out the most scratches as possible. And what I mean by hash pattern is I polished in one direction and then I polished in another. And then after that, I just moved on to just polishing in one direction. I kept that direction consistent, so all the fine scratches and stuff that are produced with polishing flow together and aren't noticeable. But it's time consuming, but it's pretty easy. You just sit there and do tedious work for 6 hours straight and break your back. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. For tonight, that's it. It's late, we're tired, my hands are sticky. I want to go to bed. It's time, baby. It's the next day. We built the wheels last night. Now it's time to see how they look on the car, how they fit, and get this tire fitment right. So we got back to singing. It's wet outside. This is gonna suck a little bit, but let's do it. Let's get it. She's cold, she doesn't like the idle.
Probably got a little bit more too if you want.
I mean, the car will roll now. We're good. We can push it back and forth.
Ah, I see.
Get the new thing out of the thing. What the fuck does that mean?
Let's see how the wheels fit.
Well, let's do the wheel
together.
Oh yeah, jack stands up.
Hot
It's in the garage, bro.
Oh! What the fuck? What the hell is that? Look at the size of that thing. What were you gonna do with those?
Fitment's fitment, dog, however you get
it. The thickness on this is insane. Double them up, bro. Double them up,
baby. All right, so the gap in the front is a little ridiculous. I think we were 5 inches right now, so I don't know if we're not fully compressed. We're gonna base off the rear for now, and worst comes to worst, we're gonna lower the front end to where it fits, because I'm pretty sure I got some rake, which actually messed up. I think I'm raked from back to front, so I don't know, we're gonna figure it out, I don't know. Andy's gonna do his work, because he's good with the fitment shit. So he's gonna look at some numbers later tonight at home, and we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna order some tires. But for now, that's it for the wheels, and they look so good. Oh, you want an update of that? It's getting the oils out, so it's easier to pull everything out there a little bit lighter, and that's it. Andy just got the drive shaft out. Now we're gonna work on the trans. Well, he's gonna probably work on the trans as I pull some parts out of the engine bay and get it ready to get this thing out of here. That's really it.
What the fuck going on? Come on, man. What is this guy doing?
That shit got some muddy water in it, dog. I gotta go get a baggie so you can label and bag shit. You know what I'm saying? That's key. For like all the hardware and shit. So you label like radiator, you know, put it in there. Like these would go in the radiator bag.
You won't just remember where they go?
Yeah. If you want to take an extra day of figuring it out.
You're only 7 weeks out. You don't remember in 7 weeks?
Yeah, no. I got plenty of time to fuck around. We're gonna get the engine out right now. Almost ready. Gotta get the rad, moved, wiring harness off, fuel lines out of the way, and that should be pretty much it. Some vacuum lines out of the way, and then 2 bolts, and we're out of here.
Engine is out.
She's out. No engine in this engine bay. You know what's crazy? Today's a beautiful day to go for a cruise. You don't think so?
Fucking.
You don't think so? Windows closed, maybe? Sounds like my engine.
Make sure you got a bag for those.
What do you think, Andy? Get a snow bunny or whatever the fuck?
Oh!
Yep, need a new one now. Dude, we fucking burnt this bitch up.
Yeah, we did.
Dude, that's impressive. That's why all this shit's all over.
Trash.
All like just clutch dust and shit. Look at all the clutch in there. Holy fuck. More puppy.
Telling me.
Oh, hell yeah. I like when things do what they're supposed to. I feel like I'm gonna drop this fucker too.
Hell yeah, drop it.
We've been dropping engines, clutches. Yeah.
This engine's not going nowhere.
Let go.
Look at that.
Fresh roller, dog. Look at this thing move.
And that's it. Engine's out on the stand. Sean said all he has to do is a head gasket, so he's gonna get to that later. He might bring it to the house now, but he might not. He's undecided. Car's looking real crazy without anything on it, but with the fitment of those new wheels, I can only imagine what he wants to do to get this thing out in the next couple of months. So now he does what he does and we do what we do.
All right, so clearly engine's out. So really all we gotta do for this engine is not too in depth. I just really need a new head gasket, but while we're in there, I'm probably gonna rotate it over, check the bearings, make sure everything's good because the engine's got like 220,000 on it. So this engine will be good from there. Engine bay, I'm gonna dig into a little bit tonight. We're just gonna clean up some of this stuff, get all this out and get it ready because we are going to tub this engine bay and we're going with new color of blue. So we're still staying blue, but it's gonna be a little bit different. And then next week, we're gonna come back and we're gonna get started on the interior with Dylan. So you guys are gonna see that, see what we have in store for the interior of this car, fixing a lot of leaks that these cars tend to have with seals and other good issues, not good issues, bad issues, but we got the engine out. That was the main goal. Trans is out. Just chipping away week by week. We can get this thing ready for the year. So we'll see you guys on the next one, next weekend with Dilly.